Well, that thing does not see me. Oh, that thing sees me.
Subnautica, one of the greatest video games to come out. You explore a deep, wide ocean that truly makes you feel alone. And then there's Below Zero that takes everything I've said and puts in the trash. It's got a much smaller map and a story that makes me want to go to bed while I'm playing this game. And today I decide to platinum this game. Luckily for me, it's only 10 hours of pain and suffering. Let me have a bit of my sanity. So let us dive into this Subnautica Below Zero platinum.
These vibrations.
I have just crashed on planet 4546b, and it is very cold. I'm now on a mission to find out what happened to my sister, Sam, who disappeared during a workplace accident at the Alterra research facility on this planet. But before I do this, I need to salvage this wreck and then find my life pod. Upon entering this life pod, I'm rewarded with a trophy for making it here. I also got a few voice recording messages about someone. I don't really care about them though, so I'm just not gonna listen to it. I cooked up some food. I started collecting some resources to build some stuff, like a knife to protect myself in this environment. Eventually I got the scanner, meaning I can scan stuff, like the sea glider.
Okay.
And eventually when I got enough blueprints, I crafted the sea glide, making me go extremely fast around the ocean. There is one real big issue right now, and that I am nowhere closer to finding out what happened to my sister. So I decided to go deeper into the ocean, towards a twisty bridge, and saw a light. I followed this path into a strange building where a mysterious being told me that they were running out of time. He needed help storing some of his data, so we offered him our trusty PDA. Something tells me he does not want my PDA. Instead, Mr. Allen the Alien has decided to use my brain like an SSD card and says he's going to stay there until we make him a body. Unfortunately for us, this guy forgot how to make the body, and I'm going to have to explore the map trying to find these random artifacts for him so he can try and remember how to craft this. At least we get a trophy for this,
Xenobiology.
I left the facility and started being Dora the Explorer trying to find these artifacts, and eventually found one of them in the Sea Monkey Cave, or their home. But this guy still couldn't remember anything, so he told me to piss off and try and find more. I'm gonna spend the next 8 minutes of my life being lost in this maze and hellhole until I found another artifact. This alien then said to me that he remembers where the component is, but I have to go find it and research it so we can craft it for him. I was honestly more happy to leave this swamp than anything, because this place absolutely just sucks. I was going to try and find the next artifact, but on the way, I bumped into Mr. Shrimp and preferred not to get assaulted by him. So I retreated back to the home, where I had to explain to Alan the Alien what humans are, and you can see I was very much entertained.
Oh my god! Oh, shit!
Anyway, in normal broomstick fashion, I did absolutely nothing for the next 20 minutes, until I eventually got a notification for the Delta Station dock, so I swiftly made my way there. At this location, I began researching a ton of stuff until I got interrupted by someone.
Stop right there, Alterra. You're out of bounds.
I'm not with Alterra.
Meet Margaret, who's a crazy woman that's been surviving on the penguin meat on this planet for a bit too long.
Then your position is doubly precarious.
He just jump scares us and tells us to piss off, but like the thief veteran I am, I stayed and continued on my conquest to steal all the stuff that the previous people left here. And once I finished ransacking this place, I began building my very own home. It may look small, but I'm sure it's going to work for now, and I can always expand it later on, as it's just to store my resources and treasures. At this time I was getting a little bit tired with using the sea glide, so I got myself a sea truck, getting another trophy. This thing is pretty bad though, as it's very slow and very fat, meaning I hit absolutely everything. With this piece of trash, I traveled around the map and found the Mercury. This is a crashed ship that's on this planet, but I couldn't explore it since I didn't have a laser cutter, and I needed to get some diamonds somewhere. So I went back home to start looking for where these diamonds could be. Then I saw it. The deep hole. This reminds me of the jelly shroom cave in the first game, where there's lots of things trying to touch you the whole time. But hey, in the end at least there was some diamonds I could use. That meant I could craft the laser cutter for letting me explore the Mercury. In this place, I got a few parallel processing fragments that'll be extremely useful later on. We also got some of the lore and learned what actually happened to these people, and apparently they were shot down after trying to take off with the disease on this planet. And they all died to cancer, probably. Upon returning to base, I made myself a jukebox to listen to music in the silent ocean. I then remembered the problem in my head, and went off searching for this other piece of this guy's body that I need to find. I found myself in this mushroom place. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually a really nice biome, and I think the most beautiful places in the game. Sadly, there's no fish or enemies here, so I just walked into the facility here and scanned the body and went away. But while leaving, I noticed something else, another cave system, and it looked like I should just go right through it. And upon entering this cave, I was interrupted by another person, or a familiar voice. It turns out that I just found Margaret's base, and she does not know how to maintain this place. My god, it looks disgusting. And when I enter the living room, I get jumped by a saber-toothed tiger, almost killing me. Talking to her though, we learned that she was a part of the Agassi crew who was in the other game and actually got shot down. All of them died, except her, as she lived inside a Leviathan, eventually killing it from the inside, and using the warmth to stay alive. And eventually ended up in this hellhole place. He has a few screws loose though, and doesn't trust us, thinking we're spies, a part of Alterra, trying to steal her Leviathan skeleton. In order to gain her trust so she can tell us information about our sister, we're going to have to shut off the spy radar that Alterra uses. To do this, we're going to need to craft a test override module, but I'm missing a parallel processing unit, if you remember before. So now I have to go back to the Mercury and find another one to research. Oh, that's not good. It turns out that my game crashed 30 minutes into looking for this thing, and I found it and crafted the thing. Meaning I could turn the radar on at the Delta station. Sorry about that, just love this game when it crashes. I turned the radar off, and Margaret was very happy, and I got a trophy for doing this. Even inviting me to a greenhouse, which was just a few kilometers east. My dumbass went back to her home and I just saw her sitting there, wanting me to go to the greenhouse. I said to myself I would do that another time and focus back on the alien guy, trying to find his other piece of himself. I started in the purple vents, trying to go deeper, and found myself in a very unfamiliar, crystal-y area. Deep down in my heart, I felt like I wasn't supposed to be here, but my curiosity got the better of me, as I was not alone.
Proceed with caution. A Leviathan-class creature is near.
I found a crevice and shoved my sea truck in, to try and avoid the monster here. It persisted for a bit, but eventually ran away, allowing me to recuperate. I explored a bit more, but couldn't go any deeper, and I needed to upgrade this abomination. While I was here, I tried to actually find the real location of the architect thing. So I went off looking around and saw myself a very bad shrimp.
The volcano detected nearby.
I stayed down, going deeper and deeper into the volcano, until I was safe for a bit. I quickly scanned whatever the hell this was, and made my escape. Well, almost. He wasn't too happy with me leaving. Good thing I'm not gonna run into one of those again. Well, that's something. I was on my phone and too busy to see that. Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest. It's Subnautica. There's Leviathans basically everywhere. After that incident, I had enough of the water and decided to go on dry land where nothing can hurt me. And I started wandering around this desolate place until I eventually found another research station that I can take their stuff.
How's everything at Penguin Central?
Looking at the PDA files, our sister Sam wasn't too happy with the crew here investigating the Quran bacteria to possibly replicate it. It turns out there's a frozen leviathan somewhere in this area that I'm gonna have to find, and it has a disease that they're investigating. And for some reason there's also the alien's teleporter here, but besides that there's nothing else that's really interesting. So I had to go explore deeper into this frozen land, and spend the next 30 minutes painfully walking around this place. Eventually, after exploring almost every single thing on the mainland, I found the cave. Here we found Sam's necklace, and a completely destroyed area. It turns out the big leviathan was frozen here a long time ago, and the good people of Alterra want to research it and understand the disease it holds. Since, you know, disease weapons are kinda cool, I guess, for Alterra. We also find out what happened to our sister, and it turns out that she went a bit cuckoo and didn't like the whole researching the disease. So she used some C4 and tried to blow this place up, killing herself and the security guard. Mystery all solved now. So I decided to walk all the way back to the base to craft hydraulic fluid and get the resources for a snow fox so I don't have to walk around this place anymore. At the base I got a trophy for crafting a spy penguin, since I'm gonna need it later on. And when I got all the resources, I made my way back to land where I crafted the snow fox and activated a bridge. In this new area there's a lot more dangerous stuff, like the new ice worm that lives here. Fortunately for me, I had the snow fox and I could easily outmaneuver this thing. And after following this path for a little bit, I went into the alien structure where I could research another component for Alan Alien and make my way back. Back at the frozen cave, I used the penguins to steal the snow stalker's fur that allowed me to make some clothes that are more resistant to the cold. And I get a trophy for doing this. With the spy penguin, I found the antidote for the virus hidden in the snow, and decided to gather some of the seeds in order to craft a copy. This meant I could go back to the cave and cure the creature, preventing the disease from spreading. With all of this done, there was only one more mission that I had to do, which was the alien mission. So I quickly crafted the sea truck depth module and made my way back to a familiar place.
Well, that thing does not see me. Oh, that thing sees me.
I think I'm in the right way. At the red crystal area, so that's good. It really wasn't. There was something I'm missing that you'll find out soon. Oh, from Burr. I don't even know what it's called.
Oh. Oh, god damn it. Okay, you just grabbed me through there.
Soon enough, I found my way to the research facility where I could craft Alan, but I was missing one more piece of his body, so I had to go find it, as it was somewhere in the crystal cave. It was right next to the facility, so I found it with ease and went back home to get all the resources to make my way back for the facility.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that thing glows. Like, not what?
After the few interactions I had with the Shadow Leviathan, I made it back to the facility to craft Alan's body.
I should get a trophy from this, which would be good.
Soon enough, Alan was out of my mind, and now in that body, giving myself
gate?
another trophy. He tells us that he's the one responsible for basically killing his whole race, and asks for our forgiveness, which we give him, and basically tell him that we'll help him out with whatever he wants. Alan is very happy and tells us to go to the portal, where he gives us a few of these robotic arm things to help him out, making a gateway back to his world. We join him on his spaceship and visit the architect's worlds, and get ourselves the trophy and the platinum trophy for this game. Though my final thoughts on this game, I mean, it's alright. It's not better than the first one, but it's just okay. Looking forward to Subnautica 2 though, because I'll be playing that with a few of my friends, and of course getting that platinum trophy. So I'll see you in the next one, and bye bye.